rotate your phone.
Oh, shit. You have to put that one there. Is it what?
Those beets are roasting away. They sound so good. Alrighty, guys, here we go. We are set up, ready to go live.
Facebook Live, ready, starting off with some juggling. Here we go.
Oh my goodness, oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going, Ash. Awesome, welcome everyone.
Hey everybody, thank you all so much for coming today. For Jen and Ash in the kitchen. Oh, there's the beats, I hear the beats. Facebook Live from Indigo Dragon Center. Just having a little bit of
our first one, as you could tell.
Camera difficulty. All right, today, you guys, it's springtime, so we're gonna be talking about the liver, the organ related to the spring, also related to tendons, eyes. You're having achy joints, your eyes feeling watery, itchy, anything off balance in springtime. How's your digestion? We're gonna give you some great tips today to help relieve any, what we call liver qi stagnation in Chinese medicine and help you feel the best you can feel this spring 2019. So we've done beets 4 ways today. I'm gonna let my beautiful business partner step in and talk about those beets 4 ways. Jen, are you in the kitchen? Hello.
I am. Hi. Okay, beets. Beets, when people go to the store and buy beets like this, sometimes they're super overwhelmed. They're like, what do I do with this thing? Well, we're going to show you 4 easy ways to deal with beets. The first way is kind of the cheating way.
Let me see that. What is that, Jen?
Trader Joe's, right? Trader Joe's, lovely, already cooked for you, ready to go. Bring it home. Make something quickly with it, because if it sits in your fridge a long time, you're less likely to get out and use it. And after we show you what you can make today, you'll be ready to go. So beets this way. The other way is just to simply cut this off, peel it, and grate it. And we're gonna do that here in a little bit. We're gonna show you a quick and dirty way to give your liver a little treat. One of my favorite ways to do it is I take foil. These have already been cooked. I'll spare you the 50 minutes it took to cook the beets. One thing you should kind of think of as a rule of thumb about beets is when you cook them, they take about 50 minutes. So these have been cooked. I wrapped them in 2 layers of foil. I put some coconut oil in here. I just sealed it up like this, made it into a little pouch, a little bit so the steam can escape, but not too much. Stuck it in my convection oven. 50 minutes at 350. When they're done, they're kind of squishy. You see how they're squishing? But the beauty about this is, look, they just peel off. You can peel off the skin pretty darn quickly. You can use a peeler. You can use your hands. I usually peel it under the faucet. Look at, see how it's just falling off? And look how beautiful that beet is underneath. These beets are then ready to go. You can just pop off the root. So
and that
easy.
root, Jen, pop it in your mouth. That root is filled
that's so good.
with all the most delicious minerals, all kind of concealed in that root there. So don't throw that away.
You guys, we have a star appearance here. Nobody knew that my imperfect produce beet was going to be cooked today. I didn't either. I was a little sad. Well, Ashley and I, yesterday, finished day 11 of the Indigo Dragon liver and gallbladder flesh. And what that's designed to do is clean out the biliary tracts of any of the sludge, any of the old bile, gallstones, all of that stuff that's stuck in there. And when I see this, Ash, can you get a close-up of that?
Sure.
When I bought this at the farmer's market in Leucadia, I thought, man, that is how my biliary ducts, it's how the ducts of my liver, my gallbladder is feeling. It's all gummed up with all this weird, gooky stuff. So did the day 11, which is the flush day yesterday. Let me tell you, it was super successful. If you want the intimate details, just post your name in the comments below and say, Jen, send me the intimate details. I will, no problem.
And you know what they say, Jen? They say like heals like. So once again, eat those little rootlets that are a little bit unique to help clear out your liver and gallbladder, which need a little support after those Christmas and Easter cocktails you were drinking. Oh wait, don't forget about beets the 4th way.
4th way, let me rinse
over
off my
here
hands
in our toaster oven. Oh my gosh, I picked up some golden beets and some red beets. Check out those sparkling beauties.
Oh,
Thank
cooking.
you.
Let me tell you, this is my favorite way. Ash, how did you make those?
So pretty easy. Just chopped them up in some bite-sized chunks. Olive oil, sea salt, boom. Throw them in the oven. I love this little toaster oven because it cooks it nice and fast and kind of in a smaller way, but normal oven is fine. 350, 375 for about 50 minutes to an hour. Put your fork in them when you get close to that 50-minute time. Are they nice and soft? Does the fork just go in like butter? That's how I like it.
And they taste like candy. My husband's always like, kids, eat nature's candy. Eat nature's candy. And they really do. They're so good.
So good. So I'm going to start with our first recipe right now. We're going to do a heartbeat hummus. And I learned this heartbeat hummus from the Food Revolution Summit. Thank you all so much for the information that we learned on that last week. It was just a live summit that I listened to online about just delicious, amazing, plant, healthy foods for your body. So we already have some minced garlic here in the food processor. I'm going to throw in a can of garbanzo beans. Get that in there. And then this is what we're going to do to kind of mix it up. I'm going to pick you want to do one whole beet in there. I'm sure you could do more once you kind of get used to doing it, but start with the original recipe here. And I'm going to do the red one to see what kind of color hummus we can get. Maybe we can get a beautiful pink hummus.
I love that color.
That really feels not only liver healthy, but heart healthy as well.
Why are beets so good for the liver, Ash?
Just because they are.
They increase bile production.
Increase bile production. You will notice that they really get your bowels moving, and that's really important for liver health because the liver filters everything that goes through your body. Your liver actually has over 500 functions. It works really hard for us, and it has the amazing ability to regenerate more than any of the organs in our entire body. But you'll notice when you eat beets, my daughter was worried. She's like, Mom, well, I won't tell you too much details about that, but she was a little worried about her bowel movements because they were kind of reddish. As the bowels move through your intestines, they are filtering everything, cleaning out your intestines. So really great for not making the liver continue to filter all those toxins that we have in our system. Any other reasons, Jen, that you like?
Well, I really like, bile synthesis happens in the liver. And if you don't have enough oil, almost like engine oil in your car, I mean, imagine if you were trying to drive your engine throughout town with like an eighth or a quarter of the oil. This is what most people in America are experiencing. You should be producing about a quart to a quart and a half of bile every day. Most people produce about a cup. So if you imagine that bile is needed for so many important functions like creating healthy cholesterol, detoxifying the intestines, moving your stool through your intestines, all of these things.
Keeping your skin and your eyes bright and shiny.
Yeah, and you have a cup of it, you're really not doing yourself any favors. So beets are just a great way to help your liver, help that production, increase the bile. I can't wait to taste this. Let's see what's next on the ingredient list here.
So we're gonna do the juice of an entire lemon in here. So a nice little juicer, get that juicer going. That's half a lemon there. Let's add one more half in here. Yum, get all that lemon juice in there. So
now lemon
tasty.
also increases bile production in the liver. So oftentimes, in any of the Indigo Dragon Academy liver and gallbladder products that we do, the nutritional programs, almost everyone has like lemon water involved in it. So this morning when I woke up, I made a huge glass of warm lemon water. It was so delicious.
What's our little saying? Hydrate.
Out the gate.
Out the gate. Hydrate out the gate. All right, so then tahini, which is sesame seed butter, very high in calcium, one of the best sources of calcium. So we're gonna get a nice tablespoon of that in there. It's a little bit runny. I'm just gonna add a little dash more because I love that tahini, love that calcium, has such a great flavor. And then I'm going to add a little bit of this delicious sea salt here. Plenty of sea salt. Sea salt is amazing. I actually learned this from Sarah Vance. I think I see you in there, Sarah. So iodized salt, basically they wanted to bleach it, make it perfectly white so it could fit through those salt shakers. If you go back to sea salt, pink Himalayan sea salt is my personal favorite. It has over 92 minerals. Not only the iodine that they added back into the white sea salt when they found people getting goiter, but all the original minerals, so many that we don't even think about that are so important for our body's optimal functioning. So don't worry about using plenty of that pink Himalayan sea salt. It's actually lower in the sodium content. All right, so we have that in there. I have a feeling we're just gonna need a dash of that chickpea fluid. And, I wanna do a little bit of black pepper. All right, and get this fitted, and we're gonna see now if we wanna make it.
Get
closer to that, Jen. Can you see that?
That is so
cool. What a fun, beautiful appetizer to take to a party. A beautiful pink hummus. I'm gonna make it a tiny bit thinner, I think. I'm just gonna add a splash more of this fluid.
So what Ashley's adding there is the juice that the garbanzo beans are soaked in.
Okay, I think that's how I like it. So I'm gonna try to do this beautiful display that they sometimes do with hummus if you go to places where they eat it all the time, like Israel. So they take a little thing there. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do it.
No,
I love it. I love this pink on the blue plate. Look at that. Do a little spiral there.
It makes me feel like spring, you know? It's so fun and bright and
a
lively.
little bit more on there. And then I thought it would be fun, instead of using olive oil, yesterday my daughter Emilia and I were at Lazy Acres and we ran into Donald, the owner of Abahas, and he really educated me on good avocado oil. It's very high in vitamin E, which is an incredible preventative for Alzheimer's. So I'm gonna do a little bit of swirling of this here, in here. There we go. And let's do a splash of smoked paprika on there.
You know, Ash, I was just thinking, how fun would it be if you were to bring this to a party and you did one round of the yellow beets with a round of the pink beets, and then you layered it. And it could just look, you know, you can make this as fancy.
It'd be like a healthy 7-layer dip kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right, so here's our veggie platter and our hummus. I could have probably done my swirl a little bit more beautiful, but let's see if I can. Okay, and then I wanted to give you all a quick little, one of my favorite things for kids. Kids are not gonna eat celery if they're eating it and there's those dental floss kind of strings coming out.
This is Ashley's famous celery trick, and you know celery is super popular right now. In fact, it's even hard to find in the stores because of the medical mediums juicing celery in the morning, which if you haven't tried it, we recommend it. It's a great thing to do. But your celery is going to be hard to find and actually expensive, so I started growing some in my garden.
How's it coming along?
Good. It's not quite celery season, but we'll see what happens,
Okay.
you know.
We can grow here things anytime of year.
Right.
All right, so you have your celery, cut it into the pieces that you like, and then you're just gonna take your knife and just kind of, you can pull the little hairs, the little kind of stringy hairs off the end. See that little string there? Pull that off, and it's amazing. I will oftentimes keep these really long and just serve them in a cup, like on the table at a party. But on this platter, I'm just gonna cut them a little bit finer, and I'll take a little bit of salt and kind of sprinkle it on all the veggies, and then I'll take a little bit of lemon juice and kind of sprinkle it on all the veggies, and everybody's just like
wakes it all up.
Mom, this is the best celery I've ever had. It's so juicy and crispy. Yum.
So good. So we got a couple questions here. Did the chickpeas come from a can or did you soak them? Well, these ones came from a can. They can also come from a bag. Ash, do you want to show them that? I have a bag of garbanzo beans in my pantry, second shelf there, in the way back in that box there. So, you know, of course, coming from a can isn't the best thing, but also we are all about, that's okay. We are all about, we're moms. We've got businesses we run. We want to provide healthy food, but sometimes we can't do it perfect.
Oh, these look cool, Jen. I've never seen those.
Oh yeah, these are great. I love these. I get these at Sprouts. And I buy them like a whole bunch.
Pois chiches.
Pois chiches. We love them. So you can soak them as well. That's a little bit more of a commitment. And then we have a couple other questions.
Jen, try that hummus. Tell me what you think.
All right, let's see. I'm going to try it
and
with a
while
little
she's
baby
trying, I'll check out these questions. Let's see. Oh, she found organic celery at the dollar store. That's amazing. Thanks for that, Melanie.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That is so good. We also have these little beet crackers here, sweet beet crackers. Look how cute these are. This is a great thing to add, you know. Imagine if you had that yellow beet and you had the sweet beet crackers. How good would that be? So good. You know what I like about it? Is it's sweet, and the lemon brings out, like, it's got a little tang to it, and then it finishes nice and salty. It's great. Why don't you try it, Ash?
Sure. I'm gonna try with these. What are these little? Are these those little mini peppers?
Little mini bells, baby bells.
And I'm gonna mix a little bit of that avocado oil in there. This avocado oil. What Donald told me about avocado oil is that if we compare this to one of the other brands, which was almost the color of like a canola oil, just very kind of clear. This is the most beautiful dark green color. You can tell it's just so rich in the actual avocado. Oh my God.
So good, huh?
Really
good. That's a great appetizer to a meal to have out on your kitchen, out on your dining room table when your kids come home from school. Yeah. This is one of my favorite tricks is I put everything out on the table before the kids get home when I have time. And if they start to go in the kitchen and rummage around for the junk food that's in there, I say, okay, eat that first. And then they eat that up, and then they can have a little treat or something. Okay, we're gonna move on to our next food of the afternoon. And I wanna talk about quinoa. So in a lot of the Indigo Dragon Academy programs, we use quinoa. Why do we use quinoa? Because it is packed with protein, and it's just a really healthy grain for you. But the health of that grain is dependent upon how it's cooked. So here you'll see I took some tricolor quinoa from Trader Joe's. It's organic. It's sprouted, which I really liked. And then what I did, I had already done this ahead of time to spare you the lengthy time of roasting, but you turn your flame on really low, and you gotta commit. You gotta be like, okay, I'm roasting this, I'm not going far. Like sometimes I say, okay, I'm roasting and doing dishes. So
it's very meditative, actually.
Right, you can either really get into it, or you can, like me, try and multitask a million things. So I'm over here washing the dishes, I'm just kind of swirling this, because if it gets stuck on the bottom of the pan, that's when you end up with problems, and it burns, and then you either gonna have some burnt quinoa kernels in your quinoa, or you gotta start over. What you're looking for, the first thing that's gonna happen with this is the moisture that's in the grains is gonna start to escape, so when you touch it, it's gonna feel slightly damp. Then the next thing that happens is it's gonna develop this really beautiful, nutty, roasty smell. And
like toast.
Like toast, exactly. And so you're waiting for that to happen all the while, about every, at first, like every minute or so, you're kind of rotating it, and then as it starts to roast, you want to move quicker with that. So once it's roasted, this is already roasted, I think I mentioned that, is you want to come over to the sink here, and what I do is, the first thing I do is I rinse it. So some of this is going to float to the top, and I get rid of that. And I notice with the tricolor that there is more that comes up to the top than just the plain. So you see all that sitting on the top here? What I'm gonna do is just get rid of this. Some of this is like some of the quinoa husk. You are losing a little bit of the quinoa when you do this. Right? Okay, so that's pretty good. Now what I do, the secret is you don't need measuring cups, you just need your thumb. So on your thumb here, from about, you like my beet thumb? So from about here to here is 1 inch. Now with the grain, what you do is you want your water to be 1 inch above your quinoa. So all you have to do, here Ash, come close, all you have to do is you just stick your thumb in and you just let it rest on the top of the quinoa, and then you look, almost, maybe a little bit more.
So basically you're gonna have the water about 1 inch above.
1 inch above, yep. You can use a ruler, you can use your little handy thumb ruler here.
Okay.
And then you just stick it on the stove, on high, bring it to boil, reduce it to a simmer until it's done. Easy peasy, just like I did this one here. Okay, so.
What's the next recipe, Jen?
The next recipe is a quinoa salad. Now what I like to do is on Sundays, I love to go to the farmer's market, gather up a whole bunch of fruits and veggies that are in season, and then come home and cook for the week. I don't have time to cook all week long as healthy as I would like to. And that's when my health habits slip, is if I haven't planned ahead. So today what we're cooking is we're cooking quinoa. I've already roasted it. You see this here? So on this one, I gotta be honest with you, I cooked it a little bit too long. It's a little clumpy for the salad, but what happens when I put in the parsley and the apricots, the pine nuts and the hemp seeds, is it does sort of diffuse and it's not as bad.
Yeah, look at those apricots.
Right, apricots are in season right now. Super yummy. Some people get gassy and diarrhea with apricots, so you just definitely want to make sure you're not one of those people. Parsley, super great for you. Lots of minerals, helps clean out that liver. We love the hemp seeds because it just provides healthy oils, and the pine nuts are just such a yummy, nutty, good flavor. And this recipe actually reminds me of when I lived in New Mexico, because this time of year in New Mexico, you've got all of these apricot trees just popping off these beautiful ripe fruits, and then people lay out these tarps on their roofs. In New Mexico, they have those flat adobe roofs, and they dry their apricots. At the same time, the piñons, if it is a year that the piñon trees are actually giving off piñon nuts, they're also harvesting. So you can make this up. It just totally reminds me of New Mexico and all the yummy foods that are there. Now this is so easy. I made my quinoa. I have my apricots already chopped up here. I toasted my pine nuts. That's another sort of meditative thing at the stove. I gotta be honest with you, I oftentimes burn pine nuts, but not this time. And hemp seeds. All you have to do is dump all this in and just start stirring.
Hey, I see my cousin Jessica just popped in from Texas. Hey, Jessica.
So come look at this, Ash. Look how beautiful this is. Now, what I like to do is I like to kind of make a base food for the week and then add extras as I go. So today I'm going to be super happy enjoying this just like it is. Now tomorrow I might be like, I want a little of that avocado oil Ashley brought and some sea salt and lemon. And then maybe by day 3 I'm like, you know what, I'm feeling like a little goat cheese in here. And you just can kind of keep adding different things to it and keep spicing it up. It's great with roasted bell peppers, roasted onions, but this starts off my week. I've got enough food for me and my husband to eat for our lunches at work, so we're not...
Looks so good, Jen.
Yeah.
You know what
so
I do
delicious.
sometimes with these kind of grain leftovers? I'll do the cast iron skillet on the stove
that
top.
is so good.
Put some toasted sesame oil in there, get it nice and hot. Throw the grains in there and kind of pat it down so it gets a crispy edge on it. Flip it over, kind of like a quinoa hash brown, and then put a little umeboshi vinegar, and it's like yummy. The kids love that kind of crispy, healthy food.
And you know, one of the funny things when Ashley and I first met about, 13 years ago, is we love eggs on top of things. Now, eggs aren't necessarily, if you're doing the liver gallbladder flush, aren't the best thing to be having. In fact, I have a real sensitive gallbladder, as some of you know, and if I eat too many eggs, my gallbladder will start to ache. But what's really good is you crisp up this quinoa, I'm giving away our secrets, and then put a fried egg on top. It's delicious.
Ooh, lunchtime, I'm ready.
So that's our second recipe. Our third treat we want to show you is just, it's so easy, it's down and dirty. What do we call this, Ash?
Call this the beet and apple liver treat.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Apple beet liver treat.
Apple
So
beet.
that was fun.
Apple beet liver treat. I wish I was better at beatbox. I'll do that right now.
That's next week. The juggle, I'll do beatbox. Okay, so I got some lemon in here. The reason why I have lemon in here is because of the grated green apple. We use green apple. Why, Ash?
Green apple because it is high in malic acid content. Malic acid is what gives it that kind of sour taste, and malic acid actually helps to thin the bile in your gallbladder. So eat a green apple, enjoy those daily, grated up or sliced up or however you like it. And it's going to be good for your digestion, good for your liver gallbladder overall.
Yep. Now here is a lovely beet. This is a raw beet. I just grated the outside. I left the stem on here. You know why? It makes it so much easier to grate if you've got something to hold on to. So Ashley, are you going to make fun of my grater? Because you always do.
But yeah, it's from like 1969.
My birthday's coming up. I want a grater. Okay. So you just go to town on this beet here. Of course, you could use a food processor if you wanted. or you could use your 69 grater if you like. I mean, I've had this one, I think, since, gosh, probably since I left home, since college at least.
And this will last in a Tupperware container in the fridge for quite a few days, don't you think?
Right, look how beautiful that color is. I love this color of the beets. They're just shiny and they're happy. So what I like to do is just go like this. Now, I sometimes put these in smaller mason jars and make them, like make 4 or 5 of them for the week.
So what's in there? You have your...
I've got green apple, I've got beet, I've got lemon, and I'm gonna put some sea salt in here.
Yum.
Then I put a lid on it.
You can put this on your eggs in the morning. You can put this on your salad for dinner. Put it,
serve it as a side dish.
Next to your fish with dinner, whatever. Eat it plain.
But I can tell you that this is like just a total yummy treat for your liver and gallbladder. It's gonna get the bile going. It's gonna just soften everything in there. It's gonna soften everything to the point where don't be surprised when you go number 2 and it looks this color. That's what Ashley was talking about earlier with her daughter. One time I had, somebody was in the liver gallbladder flush and I got this urgent text, call me right away, call me right away. They said, Jen, I think I need to go to the hospital. I said, why? They said, well, I don't know, I just went to the bathroom and there's blood in the toilet. And I was like, wait, what? Wait, what did you eat? And they were like, oh, I made beets. I did your beet recipe. It was so amazing. I was like, okay, let me tell you this. First of all, it's beets. You're okay. Don't worry about it, but get used to it. So that's what we've got for you here today, is we've got this yummy, awesome quinoa salad with apricots, pine nuts, hemp heart seeds, parsley, and we have this beautiful beets. Actually, I'm gonna plate some of this up for Ashley and I to eat. Now, if you want these recipes, post your name in the comments below, and we will be more than happy to send you over these recipes. If you're interested in more information about our programs and what we do, you can find us at indigodragonacademy.com. Right now we're in the middle of the Indigo Dragon Liver and Gallbladder Flush, where we eat foods like this for 11 days, clean out your liver, gallbladder, let you come into spring good so you can lose weight, lose that neck and shoulder tension, the eye problems, the allergies, the irritability, the creaky knees and back, and get yourself ready for summertime.
Yay! Thank you all so much for being here today, and we'll see you again next month.
Like I said, put your name in the comments below, and we have no problem sending you these recipes.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Have a good day.
Happy week. Enjoy your Monday.